I'm Dan Van, Field Service Technician with Westmor, and today we're going to change filters. So you're going to need your filters, a filter cup, some white lithium grease, filter wrench, a Crescent wrench, gloves, of course your high vis, some cones to block the forecourt, and a kneeling pad. First thing you're going to want to do is block off the area that you're working with cones. Then you're going to open up the dispenser to get access to the filters. I open up the top door to give myself a little bit more access to the filters themselves. So here are the filters that we're going to be changing today. Depending on what kind of fuel you're using, it's going to be a different type of filter. For gas, we use 10 micron, and you can tell that by looking on the filter itself and at the end where it says 10, or it might say 30. 30 is for diesel, 10 is for gas. So when we're looking inside the dispenser here, before taking off the filter, we want to make sure it's safe for us to take it off without getting sprayed with fuel. So these shear valves have a little flapper on it that prevents fuel from coming up in the case of the dispenser getting knocked over. We're gonna trip the shear valve purposely so that when we take off the fuel, the only fuel that's coming out is what is ever in the dispenser at that moment. If you're only changing a filter for one type of product and you have 3 different products and you don't know which shear valve to trip, just trip all of them. It's better to be safe than sorry in that situation. So now that we have the shear valves tripped, we can take off the filters. So you'll want to grab your bucket, and we're going to try to position the bucket so it's under the filter that you're changing. Because as you start to spin it, fuel's going to come out and you want to catch the fuel before it goes into the sump. If you're having trouble with your bucket staying in one spot, just grab a bungee cord and wrap it to the pipes. Put the filter wrench to the top of the filter. That's where it's going to have the best grip. And then you start to spin off. A lot of it spills out right at the end as you're taking that off. Clean up the threads where the filter spins onto. I like to put on white lithium grease. You're going to want to change your filters every 3 to 6 months. This just makes it easier to spin off when it gets to that point. Spin the filter back on. Grab your filter wrench again and just go the opposite way to tighten it. And you don't need to do like Hercules tight. You just have to get it so that it gets tight and then just go a little bit more. So you write the date and then you've completed putting on a filter. The next thing you want to do is reactivate the shear valve. At this point, you've finished changing the filter. There still is going to be a little bit of air in the system, so it's a good idea to purge that air out by just fueling a little bit on that product. That concludes the filter video. If you have any questions about what you saw in the video today, you can give us a call at Westmor, and thanks for watching.